Yo, what is up, people? Welcome to the fourth dimension. Although I'm sure that if you are here, you've probably always been here. But if you travel from another dimension, welcome. And I'm going to explain the four dimensions and hopefully you learn something. But if you don't, hopefully you are entertained. Either way, stay tuned, I guess. So if you're anything like this guy, or maybe you're not, but he's having some real trouble conceptualizing that. There's four dimensions. He's having a real existential crisis. So we're going to let him process it. But in the meantime, I am going to explain the four dimensions. So number one, starting with length. Now, not to be a hipster, I don't really like putting names on stuff always in maths because, length, you could use different words. And also that's just in the English language. But effectively one dimension in simple terms is like, you can move in one dimension, so one way, and you can move backwards or forwards, but you can only move one way. So for example, I've drawn this line because you can theoretically move this way, but you're trapped to just move in one way. Like you can't move up or down or inwards or outwards. You can only move through one dimension. So you can only move one way in a straight line back and forth. Now, as you add dimensions, not to be like dorky, but I think it does get like exponentially more interesting or fun because you can do so much more when you add another dimension. So for example, now we're in the second dimension, you can draw like 2D shapes, you can play Pac-Man, you can draw this graph. You've got a lot more going for you when you add that second dimension. So for example, when you draw a graph, we've got the X and Y values, and this is crazy looking graph. I dread to think what the formula for that would be, but we've got an X and Y graph, and you can suddenly move, left, right, up and down. And I don't want to be a stickler. You could theoretically move all the way across this pane, up, down, left, and right, because it doesn't sound like much, suddenly moving from left, right to up and down, but people don't realize, or maybe you do realize, but that means you can go in very, I guess, minute ways. You can go up, right, left, up, or whatever, up, right, whatever. And then because of that, you can really move freely like this. So you can move all the way you want, but you just can't move outward yet. And I'm saying I'm being a stickler because theoretically, this has, well, not theoretically, this has a thickness. And this is on top of this. So and we can wipe it off, etc. So you're technically not just in two dimensions, but let's say you somehow could color this, and you're technically talking about 2D objects, although when you put pencil or pen on a paper, you're making it, there's a certain thickness, that's another dimension, but I guess conceptually or theoretically, these are the 2D objects, and that's kind of like drawings and like 2D things. Although I guess you can make them look more 3D, but don't want to overcomplicate it. So we jump onto the third dimension. So now it's getting a lot more interesting. We've got our angry TV friend over here. We got the cube, and it's, well, maybe it's not hard, but I found it a little bit hard to draw with arrows and stuff, the three dimensions. So we got a little pyramid here, like in Egypt, you have the pyramids, and everything you can see, this is all in a 3D space. And I think it's quite crazy because, everything you see, it's so advanced or so crazy, but it's like, it's just in 3 dimensions. So, you can move this way, so left, right, up and down, but also you can suddenly move inward and outward. And you can really kind of just move in the whole space just from that. And it'd just be different, like, amounts added to each dimension. So up this much, down, yada, yada. And I guess what I tried to draw here is like up, down, left, right, but with the Z or Z, you can come outward and then inward. So you've got that third dimension. So it's getting a lot more interesting. So, and then the fourth dimension is time. So you can think of it as we're moving now in 3D space. So we're moving in the 3D space, but it is now measured with time. So you could also, I guess, technically like stand still, but time is still passing, and you are in a 3D space. So I guess, yeah, that's the fourth one. I don't know if I mentioned it at the start of this video, but there is theoretically up to 11 dimensions. I think it's to do with string theory, and they think they're all like intertwined and bundled. But because I feel like they're more like theoretical, and at least we can't experience them, etc. I'm just gonna stick to a 4. But you know, if people want to talk about the other dimensions, that is completely fine. And you know, from my understanding or experience, even I'm not experiencing other dimensions. I'm experiencing time and space. God, this sounds so crazy, doesn't it? Like trippy. But yeah, time, space. These are space. This is time. Those are the 4 dimensions. So you can leave comments or questions. I don't know how much I can help you, but those are the basic concepts. And yeah, if you have a question, drop it down below. I hope you enjoyed it or learned something. I normally say best of luck with your maths. I guess this is slightly different, but yeah, still best of luck with your maths. Thank you for watching, and yeah, see you later.